And so I just want to introduce someone that is very close to my heart, and that's Dr. Noelle Nelson. And she has written a number of books, and just recently she came out with another book. She can't help herself, and it's called I Survived COVID-19, What Now? I love the cover. You know, we all have to wear these masks now, and I have a bunch of designer masks, if you will, to go with every outfit. And one of your chapters that I just love is Smile Mindfully. It's good for your health, because behind these masks, you never know when someone is smiling. So this cover actually, it says it all as to how we are to be right now on planet Earth. And so, because you write so many books, Noelle, what is it this time that inspired you to write this book? What was it that all of a sudden you just had that aha moment, or what was it for you?
Right. Well, the subtitle to the book is Finding Happiness and Success in a Post-COVID-19 World. And that really is what inspired me. The fact that everything is different now. I mean, the future is so uncertain. How we are supposed to live or work or even love, it's all upside down and backwards. And that can feel positively overwhelming. But what I realized is maybe, just maybe, we could take what we learned during these long months of quarantine about everything, right? About how we think and work and dream, how we function in relationship, be that with family, friends, with the world at large, with ourselves. Take that and make something good of it, something positive, that maybe we could use this global reset in a more personal, individual reset to go forward into more happiness, more health, more success. That's why.
You know, I love that, because truly it is a choice. One of the things that I've noticed through this COVID-19 is that, as you know, that we have this time of creating a new habit. 21 days means creating a new habit.
Yes.
And so this is a perfect book to lead us into creating a new habit, because the choice is either be a pessimist or an optimist. And as I was reading your book, I got to see how optimism is just so important, and that it is a choice.
Yes, optimism is very much a choice. Yes.
And you also talk about how if we choose optimism, it's not really just burying our head in the sand, but what does that mean exactly?
I'm glad you brought that up, because for a lot of people, they think, well, optimist, Pollyanna, you're just not looking at life the way it really is. And that is not at all the definition of optimist. An optimist is one who chooses deliberately and consciously to see what could work, what might be a better way, what resources might be available, and then goes to town with that. And the thing is, Reverend Kathy, that optimists thrive. They live longer, optimists are healthier, they age well, they're more successful, and my personal favorite, they outperform their own talents. Yeah. And the nice thing about optimism is not only all of that good stuff, but it is, and study after study after study has confirmed this, a boost to our immune system. And what do we know is critical to our health and healing? Our immune system. So yeah, optimism.
So we can't go back to the way things are. And I hope we don't. I really hope we don't. And you have a chapter in your book. It's MacGyver yourself into success. Can you tell us a little bit about that chapter? I first of all, I love MacGyver. I love this title, and I love what you had to say in that particular chapter. If you could just expand on it a little bit.
Sure, thank you. Well, the reason for the MacGyver chapter, and frankly, for the bulk of the book, there's some 30 odd chapters devoted to this idea, which is showing people what are the strategies and the techniques to be an optimist, because it's not just the glass is half full. There's a lot more to it. So I give examples of, well, how do you do it? And MacGyver is such a perfect example. So as you mentioned, there's the old TV show from decades ago, and there's the new one, and they're both wonderful. And the character of MacGyver consistently finds himself in an impossible situation, something that no one could possibly get out of. And yet MacGyver manages to duct tape, paperclip, and generally maneuver his way creatively out of every single impossible situation. But here's the thing. Somebody else might say, oh, not going to happen. Nah, no way. Oh, this is impossible. MacGyver never. MacGyver always says, gotta be a way. Gotta be a way. And that's ultimate optimist point of view, because the minute you start saying just to yourself, gotta be a way, you will, I guarantee, start to see opportunities. That's the secret. It's not like optimism is a magic pill. Be optimistic and your life is hunky-dory. That'd be nice. No, but optimism does change your perspective, so you start to see what's possible, what could work, what might be available to you. Yeah.
And you've got another chapter that kind of blends in beautifully with that chapter, and it's chapter 22, making good times out of bad. And there's a great story in there. If you wouldn't mind sharing with people what that story is about, and how we can make this time, it might seem bad, but again, it's a choice.
Always.
And so you're saying, how out here in the world it looks bad, how can you be in it? And if you would share the story that's in that chapter, it's just wonderful.
I would love to. Thank you. So Ken Nowodiki, and if I've horribly mispronounced his name, I apologize. But he's among other things, he's a runner. And he wanted to participate in the 2014 Boston Marathon because it was an historic marathon following just 1 year that awful bombing of the 2013 marathon. So runners were just all geared up to, gotta go, gotta do this one. But the thing that's interesting about the Boston Marathon is that you have to have a certain qualifying time in your most recent marathon in order to compete, to be a participant. And Ken's time was 23 seconds short. Now, he had a number of options, right? He could have gotten mad, got angry. I mean, come on, what's 23 seconds, right? He could have blamed, who's the idiot that made up these standards anyway? He could have blamed whatever happened on his last marathon. He could have blamed up one side and down the other. Or he could have done my usual route, which is to get depressed. Just to slink out of there and go, forget this, right?
Eat ice cream, right?
But he didn't do that. What he did is he looked at what could work, what might be a better way, and what resources were available. And he found himself a piece of cardboard, a nice big piece of cardboard, and a Sharpie, and he wrote on it, free hugs. And he spent the entire marathon standing by where the marathoners were running, giving out free hugs and smiles.
Oh.
And out of that grew the Free Hugs Project, where now he speaks all over the world for love and nonviolence wherever he can, and always with free hugs.
I love it. I love it. So it's just it's a reminder that during this time you can look at it as something just terrible and bad and depressing, or it's a reshifting of something that could be peace on earth, something that we will be open to greater and better ideas.
Yes.
I just love it. Noelle, I can't thank you enough for being a part of this. Again, the book is I Survived COVID-19, What Now? Finding Happiness, Success in a Post-COVID World. This is so perfect. What a great time to have this. Thank you so much. go out, get the book. It's incredible. It's got great stories and a great way to survive this time. So God bless you, my dear friend, and thank you for being such a light onto the world.
Thank you, Reverend Kathy.